to say. Dear traveller, and welcome, welcome, one and all. Now, I have had a lot of requests in the last 24 hours, people screaming at me, yelling at me, saying, "Hey, Slaps, what's your thoughts on these this breaking news over with Canon at the Canon Fest in Japan?" People are talking about this new crazy design. These crazy kids have come up with a design, and it looks a bit nuts. And they're saying, "Slaps, we need your angle. We need you to report pre-recorded live and tell us your thoughts. Is it a hit or a miss? Is this the big thing for the summer? Is this going to be the big summer news?" Your mate Lepresti already posted a video. Did a great job, guys. Go show Lepresti some love. He's an absolute legend. Jumped on this early. I'm basically just stealing a little bit of his thunder there, but I don't think he'll notice, being the god of thunder that he is. Tell him I said that. That sounds good. Tell him I said that. Okay. No, I just wanted to have a bit of a chat about these cameras and a few other bits and pieces. Wow, can I start off by saying, wow, go Canon. Good, very brave of you to drop a 3D printed, just horrific sort of prototype of a bizarre camera and just say, "Hey, we don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys reckon of this?" And then just, put it out there. And for that, round of applause, everyone. Big round of applause. Go Canon for that. And they're trying. I think that they are trying. Now, face value, having a look at these, I think they look kind of cool. I just think they look like an EF lens smashed onto some tiny little body. Which one do I like more? The old school one or the modern one? You know what? They're both nice. Both of those viewfinders look ridiculous. But I do sort of like the old one, how it's got that sort of, the top of it almost looks like a prism. It's got the angular prism look, and it's even got a little strap lug on it. I could see someone putting a nice fancy strap on that, throwing it over their shoulder, and, just being this cool little thing to bring with you. That's kind of cool. It's kind of nifty. The new one also, it looks like tech. It looks like new tech. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with new tech. New tech's cool too. So both of them are good. It'd be cool if they released both or something. I don't know. But look, dude, I don't know, man. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, okay? Cool design, cool thought. They're going with the TLR kind of look. From Lepresti's great video, it looks like it does actually have some kind of mirror in there that jumps around. So that means you're actually going to get actual mirror slap. It's not just going to be a doorbell camera connected to a sensor, and then you're just seeing a screen and it's all fake. It's actually going to be some kind of mirror action inside. Bit of mirror movement, bit of shutter slap, bit of mirror slap maybe. So you're going to feel that motion in your hand when you take the photo. I think that's kind of cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that, especially in a day and age where everything's mirrorless. Here you're going to have a mirror again. So that's cool. I'm down with that. Does that mean then, when you're looking through the viewfinder, you're actually seeing what's coming out the lens, like it's an actual optical viewfinder? Well, that's what it appears to be. That's what it's telling me. That's kind of cool. 2026 and we got an optical viewfinder. Bringing back the mirror. And you know what that means? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Guess what? If you're a thinker like me, if you're a bit of a thinker like me, guess just what got more popular is the old, dare I say it, the old digital SLR. Because weren't they the beginning of mirrors in digital cameras? And weren't they amazing with their full frame sensors and amazing colors and extremely cheap price because everyone just threw them in the bin as soon as mirrorless came? Remember them? They were awesome. Well, this is basically that, except nowhere near as good and 10 times more expensive. So here's a shout out to go get yourself a Canon 5D Mark II or a 6D or a 5D Classic or a 5D Mark III or a 6D Mark II or whatever. Here's your call up. That's what you should really be looking at. But anyway, we're talking about new tech. Now, I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to go, because look, you know me. I'm boots in, right? I'm boots in. I'm not gonna trying to look for the politically correct terminology. Oh, 2026, you demon, you. Anyway, I am not going to mess about. Let's get straight into this. Now, if you're going to create a 3D printed version of a camera that's half cooked, that tells me, it screams to me that this isn't a professional camera, and this is not going to be sold to professionals, because you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't say, oh, we're going to bring out a camera that's going to compete with a Hasselblad or some medium format monster, and we're just going to chuck out a 3D printed sort of, thrown together thing. No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that, because you know the kind of people that buy $20,000 Hasselblads aren't going to even look twice at this. Okay, so let's just take that off the table. This is not a professional camera. Being the size factor, being the cost, everything's expensive now. This is the thing. Can I just stop and say something for a second? I have to stick up for the camera manufacturers right now. I've got to stick up for them. Everyone's always about the price. No, I hope it's sub $400. I hope it's sub $300, or else it's just not worth it. Can we just stop, take stock, just for a second? Can we just stop and realize that nothing is cheap anymore? Like, nothing. There is no such thing as cheap anymore. Even junk stuff is now expensive. Everything's expensive. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why that shift has happened and how it's just kind of a thing now. But you have to accept everything's expensive. $1,000 camera is nothing. $1,000 is nothing, right? That's like a week's worth of food shopping and, a pair of shoes from Kmart. And, a bit of fuel in your tank, bang, $1,000 gone, right? So when they come out with a camera and it's $1,500, don't balk at it, because what's your other option? What else are you going to get that's cheaper? That is the thing now. What are you going to get that's cheaper? A good example is, what about the Kodak Camera? The little tiny little Camera. Most popular camera, by the way, that came out, Kodak. Now, we're gonna double back to this. Oh, if I haven't mentioned, get comfortable, guys. Get comfortable. This is going to be an extremely long one, and I'm going to go off on a rant at the end. It's going to have nothing to do with cameras, and I hope you stick around for it, because I want to introduce sort of different topics and things. So let's get back to that later. Anyway, Kodak Camera, most popular camera, came out. Basically, let's be honest, that is an Alibaba, $3 camera. That's the kind of cameras that, remember back in the day, probably early 2000s, remember back in the day, you could put an order in for 500 of these cameras, and you could, and they'd be like, oh no, we only make it in batches, so if you want to get one, you got to buy a batch of 500, and it's going to cost you $1,000 to buy 500 of these things. It's 20 cents a piece, but you have to buy 500 of them. Remember that? This is pretty much what that camera is, right? These little Camera cameras. And that's cool. Listen, I'm not ripping into them, because they sold and they became popular, and Kodak understood the assignment and they nailed it, okay? So, love them, hate them, whatever, that was a winner. So, using what you know, predicting, right? But here we are, and I guess what I'm trying to say is that Camera, it's cheap. It was like, I don't know, $50, $100 camera, but it wasn't really cheap, was it? Because that thing's probably only cost $20. No, not $20. Probably cost $3 or $4 to make, right? It is literally a doorbell camera. So that's not even cheap. $50, $100 for one of those cameras, that's not cheap either. And this Canon, it's going to cost heaps. It's going to be $1,000 plus, right? That's simple as that. Now, let's get back to the camera, right? So it's going to be expensive, is what it is. Is it going to have a full frame sensor in it? I do not believe that's even on the table. And if it was on the table, I reckon $2,000 plus. Right? If that's on the table, we're looking at $2,000 plus. Because look at Fuji. Fuji X-Half, Fuji X100s, Fuji whatever, they're crop sensors, and they're still going for bangers, right? If this is full frame, you're looking into thousands, and if you're looking into thousands, then you're entering professional quality, and if it was professional quality, they wouldn't have 3D printed just some crappy little thing there just to play around with, okay? So, there's that, okay? And if it was professional, it would have interchangeable lenses. because they would know that professionals would want to use their own lenses. And look, maybe this is just such an early prototype that we're just, like, I'm being silly even the notion. Of pulling this thing apart, because right now it's just a black box with a lens in it, and Canon's just trying to have some fun, and they're probably just thinking, guys, lighten up, we're just having a bit of fun over here. That's cool, but obviously, you know, we are already taking that into account, but we're camera people, we're camera geeks, right, and we just love tearing things apart. We get a little bit of satisfaction out of it, and I hope you do. I hope that's why you're here. So, cool concept, but you're a bit late to the party. That's my thought, straight away. Cool concept, bit late to the party, because, I don't know if you know this, TLR came out back in 1940s and 50s, or 30s, I don't know, I don't reference any of this stuff. Came back in the early 1900s. They already did the whole twin lens thing, right? And here's the thing. Here's the kicker, right? Back then, it was modern, latest technology. It was the latest of technologies. That's what it was. It wasn't some cool notion. Back then, TLRs weren't just like a cool idea. They were actually the height of sophistication and technology, okay? Creating a new camera to replicate an old technology now, I'm starting to get over it. Can I be honest, guys? I'm starting to get over it. That's my thoughts. My thoughts are, if you're not creating a camera to rival the Fuji X100s, Fuji X Pro, or the Leica M whatever digital cameras, right? If you're not trying to create something to disrupt that market and to cut into that market somewhere on the length, where the Canon came out with a Canon, you know, Canon P, you know, one of their most popular rangefinders, and they re-released the Canon P, and they put it in the market to try and disrupt it, to try and, you know, get in there into Fuji's face and into Leica's face. If you're not doing that, then I just don't understand why you're creating something that's like old tech, new tech, trying to be vintage. What are you doing? Well, I'm done with it now. I'm done with it. We've literally had every kind of old camera that's digital. You know, even Nikon tried, and they brought in something, the ZF or the ZC or whatever it's called, man. And it's, you know, they tried, and it kind of looks a little bit like the old Nikon, you know, FM or whatever. It looks a little bit like that, and it's cool, and it's got its profiles, and it's like, Olympus, or the Olympus doesn't exist anymore, but OM brought out something, and it's kind of cool, and it's a bit vintage, okay?
My goodness,
and we've had all these, like,
that
snaps,
Nikon, and that Olympus, and man, that X Pro 3
printing thing.
Damn, they look
like,
good.
Okay, we've tried.
Actually,
We've tried to recreate
I kind of really
film
like
in a digital thing, and tried to give it a
kind of
film-like
like
feel in a
falling
digital
in love
world.
with them again. Shh, secretly.
I think we've tried. I think we've gotten really close. I think we've done it. And I kind of feel like I'm done. Unless you're... Because, see, this is the thing. You get a Leica digital camera. That isn't a camera trying to be old and trying to be filmic for the sake of it, just to look cool. Like, that is a powerhouse. Like, that camera is an absolute... Like, all those Leica cameras are just beasts. And just happen to be like, hey, our customers like tactile feeling. They like high-quality mechanisms. They want to use their extremely expensive glass that they've already purchased. Let's keep creating in that. They're going the same direction, but they're always advancing, right? So that's what that is. And Fuji is like, we'll just catch a little wave off the side of that, and we're going to make like a cheaper sort of small, like a mini version of that. So for people who can't afford $15,000 for a camera, we're going to create an X Pro 3, which is like, you know, a little baby version of it, but still high quality, great images, nice lenses, nothing wrong with it. Extremely good. Some would say it's still a professional camera that you could use for professional shoots. Awesome. It's big ticks. Big tick, mate. Flaming big tick, 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 tick. Green box, job well done, is what the report card would say. Job well done, guys. But if you're going to create something that's just like, it just gives you this, you know, fun feel of a vintage film camera and digital, we're going to give, like, it's I think that's finished, because you can just get an app. You can get an app that will just turn your iPhone photos into into film-like photos, and that's it. You're done. Okay. And I know that probably sounds a bit negative, but I kind of feel like that's where we're at. That's where I'm at. This Canon thing looks cool. Is it like, it's not going to be professional, so it's going to come out. It's going to do, like, just look at every other camera that's come before it that's followed the same path, and this is going to do the same thing. It's going to be new tech, so you're going to get all those new tech people that are going to come out and jump on it and be like, hey, this is just a cool piece of tech, and it's got all these cool little features, and it's going to be all on those YouTube camera channels where they're going to be talking about it, and guys, check this out. I've been dying for this camera as soon as I heard about it a week ago. But Canon was nice enough to send me one, and I have to admit, I was skeptical, but it is actually a really good camera, blah, blah, blah. This thing writes itself, okay? This thing writes itself. There's going to be a small bunch of rich people that just love buying new tech. They're going to buy it. They're going to go, this is great. It's going to sit in your cupboard. Then you're going to flog it off for a quarter of what you paid for it. Some little dude's going to get it and go, actually, this is pretty cool. And I don't know why it died so early, and then he'll use it for a little bit, and then it's just, after that, it's finished. It's obsolete, it's done, okay? Unless you're building something that's actually going to take off. Oh, shutter slaps, that's a bit mean, that's a bit mean, people are just trying. Well, I know people are just trying, but check this out. Look at the Fuji X100 Classic. Look at the Fuji X Pro 1. That thing is an absolute beast, and to this day still has cult status, still is collectible, still is being used. Still, if you put a really nice lens on that camera and you put it into a studio, you could take studio photos with that camera. You could do professional shoot with that camera. You could. It won't be a fast shoot. You're not going to be doing, run and gun, super fast stuff, but you could still do a shoot, and the colors are just gorgeous. It's cult status. It's fantastic. That is the benchmark. That's where this Canon camera needs to come in. If you're going to do something a bit cool and a bit vintage, a bit different, you need to have a vision, not just for today, but for the next 10 years, like Fuji did. They came out with the X Pro 1, X Pro 2, X100. Remember when the X100V came out? Remember when that came out? It's like, how could you get any better than the X100F? Which was already just the most amazing camera ever. And then the V came out. That was like the closest thing you can get to a Leica. Colors are awesome. The body was like weather sealed. It was like that. I remember when that camera was released. That was like God status when that camera came out. Followed a lineage. The lineage kept going. Bam. The V was like the pinnacle. To me, today, I still think the V is the absolute pinnacle. The 6 came out. I know the 6 probably has better technology. It's whatever. Made in China or something. That kind of hurts. But I get it. Fuji, you got to cut prices because everything's getting too expensive. I get it. You know what? It's probably not a bad camera anyway. But for me, the V is the pinnacle of the X100 line. Fantastic camera. I do not see this Canon ever entering that realm. Okay, this is just a bit of fun. It's just a silly fun camera, and that's all it's ever going to be, and that's okay. You're allowed to make a silly camera, but for me, I'm a little bit done with it because it's nothing. This is nothing. No one has asked for this. No one's gone, oh, I really want to just have something. I really want a TLR, but a modern version. No one's asked for this. Okay. They're just like, hey, we're spitting out ideas. This is my thought. This is what I want. And I hope Canon's listening. I hope Fuji's listening. Most of all, I hope Pentax is listening. I hope Ricoh's listening. I hope every manufacturer can hear this video. And I know it's just a little voice in a sea of voices. There's a sea of voice and little voices. What I believe has to happen with cameras is, let's be honest, cameras peaked probably 15 years ago, like as in it reached a point, 15, maybe 20 years ago, it reached a point where the quality, the lens design, the lens coatings, the sensors, all that stuff hit a point where it's like, guys, you don't need any better than this. This is so good. Full frame, get a full frame digital SLR with a really nice lens on it. That's all you need. Like we've hit the roof in the way we've hit the ceiling in the way that you don't need anything better than this. Like, remember when digital first came out in the 90s, digicams, professional camera was like 4 megapixels and it was pretty rough. Legend, sick, awesome. So DaVinci Resolve just crashed. So apologies, guys, if this audio is in and out. Sorry if it's like left speaker, not mono. I do apologize. Yeah, so DaVinci just crashed. So where was I going?
Where was I going with all of that? Something along the lines of old digicams, 4 megapixels. You got the Fuji, what was the S something? The original Fuji digital SLR professional camera, 4 megapixel, thing that weighed about 5 kilos. That was the height of digital cameras back then when they first started to come in. Now, 10 years after that, we got 12 megapixels, 24 megapixel, full frame, digital SLRs. That was all you needed. Like, that is, to this day, it's all you needed. Yes, now we've got 40 megapixel, 60, 100 megapixel cameras, the new Sonys and all this. It's awesome. It's cool. I'm not saying to go backwards and I'm just saying anything after like 24 megapixels is just a bonus. You don't need it, but it's a bonus. And, cool. Is what it is. You can crop in, you can zoom in, you can digital zoom, you can nitpick, you can do whatever you need to. But we've reached the limit. We don't need anything better than this anymore. So, this camera, I guess, I can't remember exactly where I was going with that topic, but this, look, if you sort of saw the conclusion, because I do like to talk in circles, right? You know this about me, right? And you put up with me, and that's why I love you guys. You put up with me as I am. If you knew where I was going to go and land that sort of little rant that I was on, just land it for me and just put it in the chat and sort of just let everyone know in case they don't know. But I've sort of lost the point of what I was talking about. But I guess where I'm heading with this entire rant is this Canon thing that they're coming out with is just a bit of fun. It's just toy. It's nothing serious. It's just a little bit of fun. And that's the target market. Kodak nailed it with the stupid Chimera, which I say it's stupid because it is. It's stupid, but it worked. Okay, it worked. This is also stupid, this Canon. It's a stupid idea. Like, no one's asked for this. But they're trying to be fun. They're just like, hey, let's make something silly. Everyone's making silly stuff these days. You've got lots of silly cameras coming out. You got all these Fuji, you got the Fuji Evo camera. You got the Camp Snap. You got all these silly cameras that are all silly. They're so silly when you think about it. Let's make a silly camera too, and that's cool. Hey, here you are making a silly camera. I wouldn't have made this. I think you've missed an opportunity, or maybe you don't. I've said this in many other videos, and I hope Canon hears me out on this one. People are looking for fun. It's 2026, and if you haven't already seen Paulie B's latest video with that legend with the beard, the nice old white man with the beard, hey, you don't hear that sentence very often, but hey, if that guy, the latest Paulie B, I think that video sums up 2026. I think that guy, where he is mentally, just for me, just summed up 2026, baby. I think that guy is just a walking representation of where we are in the stream of time. So if you haven't gone there, check that video out. That's a banger too. We're looking for novelty. We're looking for something to put a smile on our face. Okay. Now, this is a cool design from Canon. They're looking at something different. They're trying to, just make something. I've said this many times. I'll say it again. You need to put video games into these cameras. You need to bring back fun technology when you used to put little video games in stuff, right? All you need is Snake or Pac-Man or something dumb, or come up, I know this sounds crazy, put a little team together and come up with a new game. Something silly, something dumb. Do you remember, and I might be preaching to a very small niche choir right now, do you remember when, was it Google or something? There was some search engine, and if you got bored or something, you could play a little mini game. See what I mean? Novelty, silly novelty. We like it. We're humans. We like silly novelty. Okay, put a video game in it, and if this has got some cool top-down viewfinder thing, make it some cool top-down video game. Make it, I don't know, make it like. Make it that. Remember when it came in that false reality thing, even the Nintendo DS or 3DS or whatever had it, where it was it imposes things into the. You could do something like that, couldn't you? With the mirror, maybe you could make a video game where you point the camera at something and it creates this AI artificial imagery over the top of the real life, or like Pokemon Go, You know, do a collab, Canon cameras with Pokemon, make it a new Pokemon Go. Now see, if you did that, novelty, I'm buying 2 of them. I am buying 2 of them. I don't care if they're $1,000 each. I'm buying 2 of them. Make them the colors. Make like a Pikachu version. Make a Toidles, a Blastoids version. And I know that these are old Pokemon, but I'm sorry, guys. OG Pokemon for the rest of my life. I don't want these new weird, this new cigarette Pokemon and this new chair Pokemon. No, give me the original Charizard. Give me the original Blastoids. Give me the original Pikachu. That's all you need, okay? You just need the basic Onyx. I want Onyx. Imagine that. You paired up with Pokemon Go. Put a video game in the flaming camera. I've said it so many times. Someone, please listen to me. Make it fun. It's 2026. We're literally just living on fumes. We're literally just sustaining life. Like, we are so ready to not sustain life any further. Make it fun, please. Look at it. It's just a black box with a big old lens. Oh, it's got a nice bezeled edge and modern features. Don't care. Make it fun. I don't care what it is. If Pokemon's not cool anymore and people... What's the coolest video game right now? What is 2026 the coolest video game right now? I don't know what it is. I don't know. You tell me. What is it? I don't know. Whatever it is, make it that. Somehow make it that. Or who's the biggest artist right now? What's the biggest brand? Labubu? Let's come out with a Labubu version of this thing. Something. Make it a small keychain that you can hang off your little bag. Oh, that's cool. That's a clever idea. Let's make this thing tiny and you can hang it off your bag and it's got, custom colors. You can order custom friggin' colors, something. Make it fun. Please listen to me, somebody. Because you're just going to make this... It's going to bomb. Then you're going to have all the people saying, hey, don't be so harsh. Canon's just trying to do something. Canon's just hey, don't be a negative Nelly. They worked really hard on this. And do you know how hard it is? Yeah, I know how hard it is, man, but it's also not that hard. Just make it fun. That's what the Kodak Camera did. They made all dumb little colors. They made silly little colors. And you know what else they did? Smart. You know what else they did? They did blind boxes. So you didn't know what you were going to get. Oh, got to collect them all. Got to catch them all. It's not that hard, man. We're not complicated creatures. We're very simple. We just like novelty. We like surprises. Nothing. Very few things surprise us these days, okay? So give us something. Give us something fun. That would be my advice to Canon. Now you might be like, oh, you're talking about a Goldilocks camera. No, I'm kind of not, because... Do you guys remember the Pentax Q? Remember the Pentax Q? That there is such a beast, right? Actually, let me back up for a second. Let me back up for a little second. I want this Canon, or any manufacturer, please listen to me. If my channel's not big enough, someone take what I'm saying. I'm giving you permission. Take what I'm saying, put it on your platform that's bigger than mine, and preach the same thing I'm preaching now, and let it. And you can take the credit. You take the credit. Doesn't worry me. I just want it to exist. Okay. I just want it to exist. This Canon camera, is never going to be anything special. Okay. It's never going to take on God's. It's going to come out. It's going to disappear. I've already said that. Okay. I'm trying not to talk in circles. Okay. How do we get it to that next level? What do you do to get it to that status where it becomes a cult? Because that's where I want it to. That's what I want all these little cameras to come out. I want it to become a cult classic. So how do you get a camera to become a cult classic? Right? You need to be a little bit. You need to think outside the box, which is what these guys are doing. Okay? No one else has done a camera like this on this level. I know there was that little Chinese camera that had the TLR, which is pretty much the same thing as this. So. There you go, guys. Someone beat you to it already. But anyway, let's pretend that didn't exist, and this is the first time someone's made a high-quality version of that system, right? You need to make it... You need to go all in on this thing. It can't just be like a one-off. Hey, we made it. It bombed. We're never making it again, right? You need to do what Pentax did. Okay? Look at the Pentax Q system, right? That system came out. You can laugh at it. But that thing was an absolute beast when it came out, okay? And not many people took it serious. It was really small. It was really dumb. It was really small. Here's the thing, right? In 2026, our mobile phones are more powerful with cameras and AI and whatever, more powerful than anything. We don't need any more than our camera. We don't. Our phone camera. You do not need anything more powerful than your phone camera. Unless you're doing some kind of professional shoot, or you're taking pictures of birds, wildlife, you need a 300mm zoom lens or something, whatever. You, me, everybody, you don't need anything more powerful than your phone. That's a fact. That's just like it, hate it, whatever. Sorry, don't shoot the messenger. That's just fact. Okay, fact. So when you bring out a camera, it has to do one of a few different things. It either one has to be better than a phone, and it has to have amazing glass and an amazing sensor and 150 megapixel and it can take 12K videos. It's at 5 million frames a second and it's got, weather sealed body. It can fly on the moon, and it either has to do that or has to be more fun and more focused on the user experience than a camera. Than a phone camera. Now, that is an extremely difficult thing because phone manufacturers are obviously spending countless billions of dollars creating the most addictive and best possible thing you could dream of on a phone. It plays video games, it plays music, it takes photos, it connects to social media. You can pay bills with it, you can go on the internet, you can do anything you want on a phone, plus it's got an amazing camera. How are you going to beat that? How are you going to beat that? That's where we are at 2026. How are you going to beat that? You need novelty. You need style. It has to be something that becomes into the zeitgeist of fashion, culture, style, cult status in something, okay? And that's why I said the Pokemon idea. Something like that. Now I can take the conversation back to the Pentax Q. Pentax Q came out. Silly camera. It's very small. Yeah, it's very small. Pocketable. Small. Easy to take. Interchangeable lens system. Has an insane interchangeable lens system on it. Have you ever seen a pocketable camera with the Panasonic? Yeah, I know, the Lumix, whatever. But then, look, it came out roughly at the same time. But that was nuts. That was nuts that these camera manufacturers said, let's bring out a tiny little mirrorless camera with interchangeable lenses. Because you can't, well, I guess now with smartphones you can get these little lenses on it. But let's do that. And what else did Pentax do? They brought out special editions, all different color variants. They brought out a flaming Evangelion color thing for it. How sick is that? How sick is that? Cult status. Bang, cult status. Bang. To this day, I would pick a Pentax Q Evangelion colored system. I would pick that over lots of modern cameras that have just come out. If Pentax just re-released that, mate, you're onto a winner. Because they didn't go half into it, they went full into that camera. And it's small, and it's almost like a keychain. You could just hang it in your bag. It became cool, right? Like in my mind, woof, whatever that car was that just came past, that was crazy. It became cool. Like in my mind, I know it didn't sell hugely. I know it didn't take off, but in my mind, that what they came out with, that's sick, right? Same as the MX-1. And again, these aren't professional cameras. They're not on the same wavelength as the Fuji X100s and the X Pros. It's a step down from that again, but they're fun. They've got novelty, but they still take good photos. And Pentax had this iconic thing where they almost had like color profiles. You could almost call it like early development color profiles that you could put, and had the black and white. The black and white on Pentaxes look amazing if you don't know about that. That's what this camera needs. You need to do that onto this. Invest in the system. Imagine if this had a collection. Like, I honestly would make this camera smaller. I would make this smaller and to make it like a little keychain. Have it so it connects to your phone with some amazing apps that you can live stream. Make it work with AI. Make it work with social media, because everyone's using social media. So you need to make this become an accessory that looks cool, is fun to use, has video games or something silly in it, or maybe it's got some silly social media thing where, you know, it hooks up to something and you can do something with it. It's YouTube friendly, or it's, I don't know, man. Do you see where I'm headed with this? Make it like that, and then all of a sudden, and make it cool. Make it so the young people want to play with it too, and it becomes like an addition to a phone. It's like, yeah, I got a phone, yeah, but check this. Everyone's got these. These are sick. Just like the Chimera was just a little bit of fun. If it was cool like that, again, bring out a Pokemon thing, put some games in it, also takes photos, sick. That's what I want. That's what this needs to be. It won't be that. It won't be that, and that's okay. It's just going to be a black box. It's just going to be a black box that no one asked for. But yeah, so if someone wants to take my idea to the big league and tell them that that's what they need to do, please do. I'd really appreciate that, because then I wouldn't have to stress out so hard. That's pretty much my thoughts on the Canon. Power to them. I hope it turns out for them. I'm really excited to see this eventuate. Is it going to shoot video? Be kind of cool if it shot video. Also, just while we're talking about video, this Camp Snap and the Fuji Evo video thing, huge miss is that it doesn't zoom focus. If you're going to come out with an old Digicam, an old sort of filmic video recorder, it has to have zoom, like a good, not step zoom. I know they have zoom, but it has to be a good zoom. It has to be the whole bzzz, because that was what the look was back then. Now, if you're not incorporating that, then that was just a missed opportunity. Same thing, guys. We need to create something new. We need to create for now. Oh, that's one other thing I wanted to say. I'm sick of cameras trying to replicate old world. Old world's been and gone. It's done. If I want to buy a Digicam, guess what? I'm going to buy a Digicam. I'll buy an old 1997 Digicam, right? I'll buy an old Pentax. It's been done. And again, in front of me now, I have got the Canon PowerShot G2, right? And the Canon PowerShot G2 has a flippy fold-out screen that I can set up, which has a downward face to, like, I can stand over the camera looking down at it with the screen facing up, and I can get the same aspect or the same view as this Canon here. So what have you done new? What is new about this? It's a totally different way of approaching photography. It's got the old-fashioned looking down at the prism. I can do that with your Canon PowerShot G2 because you created this amazing flip-out foldy screen. So what is this new Canon doing that's so special, that's 2026, with all the technology we have, all the AI that we have? What is this Canon doing that's special and new? I look forward to seeing you surprise me. I don't think you will, but I look forward to you surprising me. There's that, right? Now, what camera now is doing something new? What is right now, 2026? Come on, Mr. Slaps. You're saying, oh, who's doing new? Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you who's doing something new with cameras right now, this very minute. That is a step forward, and you're not going to like the answer. You're not going to like the answer. I don't like the answer, but it's true. It's the new AI glasses. That is the next step. That's going to overtake the phone. So like I said, you got to think of something that's better than the phone. What's better than the phone? AI glasses. Street photography up the yin-yang. No one even knows you're taking photos. You know, you could upload them instantly. It could be a whole new thing where you could be streaming live from your head straight to the internet. Connect to whatever. Hey Google, can you switch my camera on and film me while I go out shopping? And I'm going to turn this into a podcast or whatever vlog. And all of a sudden now I'm live, streaming live. Sick. You see what I mean? Like that there. Next level. Next level. Can I play video games on it? Yeah, you can. Oh, and is it just some crummy set of glasses, or is it like a designer? Oh yeah, Ray-Ban's designed it. Oh, so it's like fashion, plus it's technology, plus it's novelty, plus it's state-of-the-art latest thing ever on the planet. Yeah, it's all that. Oh, sick. And it works with my phone? Yep, works with your phone. Oh, why wouldn't I just use my phone instead? Because this is even better than a phone. And you look like a goof. You look like a goofball holding up a phone to take a photo or something, when I can just use my glasses to do it without anybody knowing and not ruin the moment, and just be like, I'm watching a sunset and it's videoing the whole lot for me, and it's backing it up on some cloud drive somewhere. How do you beat that? How do you beat that? With this Canon thing? With this Canon thing? I don't think so. I don't think so. So we got to think. We got to think bigger. The ideas are out there. Am I saying AI is the future and I want glasses to be the future? No, I'm not saying that. I don't want glasses to be the future. Neither do you. I know that. That's why you're watching this channel. So if we don't want that to happen, we need to think of something else. We need to think outside the box. And this black box that no one asked for just doesn't hit the spot for me. Glad it exists. Good work, Canon. Thank you very much for coming through. Really appreciate it. This is what's happening this week. This is news this week. Now, thanks for watching, guys. Leave the comments below. I always love hearing from you guys. Hit me up. I hope you enjoyed this. And hey, I'll catch you. I'll catch you on that there next one. Whoa. Sorry guys, had some technical issues on this one. Some audio stuff. I had to re-upload it, and like I was considering just deleting the whole thing. So it is what it is this time. I really wanted to have this nice outro and chat about some other stuff, but that's alright. I think I'm just going to let it go. Hopefully the rest of this video is coming through in mono, and that it's not just destroying your left ear. Yeah. Alright, man. Catch you on that there next one again. See you, man. Peace out.